The liberal world order, yeah.
The liberal world order.
They wouldn't have said that.
The liberal world order. I think the red flag is the liberal world order's way to disarm Americans. That's my view on it.
But honestly, I've actually talked about the liberal world order before. It was actually I covered it back in one of my episodes on the Great Reset. I believe it was the third episode that I did, but the liberal world order was actually established after World War II. When they got the United Nations together, and it's pretty much what we've been living in right now, where the world has been, that's where you get like NATO and the United Nations all together, and that's pretty much what it's been. And what's going on with like the Great Reset and all that stuff, I'll say it a million times in every single episode, but the Great Reset is real, and they're trying to literally bring out a new world order. And yeah, it was pretty crazy that CNN reporter guy actually said liberal world order, because it's got a bunch of people's minds just blowing on Twitter right now.
Key swing states too. We found in some counties they were putting cardboard up on the windows too, and we have video evidence of that. And you know, if you want people to have faith in your election system, I guess, you know, putting cardboard up on the windows and saying "trust us" probably isn't the way to go.
Well, they should have actually written down on the cardboard before they put it up, "Hey, you could trust us what we're doing," and that probably would have eased our mind a little bit.
But you brought up Charlie. You brought up Trump real quick, and just as we're kind of talking about rhino hunting, I kind of view Trump as one of the original rhino hunters, because I remember when Trump was fighting in the primaries against 16 other GOP candidates, he single-handedly took down both Jeb and George Bush Jr. With minimal effort.
Oh, yeah.
And he simply stating their history and drawing that to the attention of the American people. You know, when I think of rhino hunters, I think Trump is really one of the first ones, you know, draining the swamp.
And that's why they don't like him, because he was going against everything that they wanted to do. You know, like when they said, "Don't release this shit, we don't need the American public to know," he's like, "Okay." 2 days later, he releases all that information. I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
Yeah, but I mean, it gets to a point where if we don't take a stand to what the Republican Party is doing, if we don't sit here and say, "No, you're not going to run off of your agenda. You're supposed to be representing us." If we don't hurt them some way. Not calling for violence. YouTube, don't look at me like that.
Amen.
But I don't want Democrats to win, but it gets to the point where if we don't do something where like our voice and our vote is the only thing that we could do to affect change, if we don't do something to show them, hey, we're not going to put up with this anymore. If you're not going to represent us with what we want, then you know what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that's controversial. I know that.
I would full-heartedly disagree with that.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
You know, if I haven't watched the last 5 years of them supporting a two-tier justice system, and I mean they're on the front lines of this. Of course, we want to respect and promote police officers, but when they're holding one side accountable and not another side for the same type of things, we can see that they have a dog in the race. And I mean, I think it used to be that way where we could support police, but anymore it doesn't really look like they're. Where are they to step up for our constitutional rights in the Second Amendment?
At the end of the day, like if you
crickets.
At the end of the day, when you look at like what happened with Australia, I mean, I know our justice systems are a little different, but it's all the same thing. Police officers have families. They want to feed them. They want to get their paychecks. They're going to do their job, whether they agree with it or not. And I mean, I know.
Where is hope? Where is hope?
If
we can't trust our elected officials, if we can't trust our law officers, man, where is America then what we stand for? We
need change, man. We've trusted these people forever.
Man, we gotta have more hope. We've trusted you.
I know you read I know you read this book. This is all planned. I know the world is going to be like this.
We've been trusting these people. We've been trusting
there's
these
got to
people.
be more
Look
hope
what they've
than
done.
this.
They've walked all over our rights. They've walked all over our,
bigger than
you know.
Hope
I
God.
agree. I have hope for humanity.
Lord
There you
Jesus
go, Brian.
Christ, come back soon.
He voted to pass the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. This is the part that really bugged me. It felt like really he was being like really conceited and thinking that he knew who I was before he was talking to me. But he said a bill supported by the Fraternal Order of Police and other law enforcement groups. Okay, well, for those of you that don't know, we recently were, I don't want to say allowed, but they passed constitutional carry in Indiana, and it just started yesterday. Woohoo! We don't need our government permission slips anymore, but he brings up the Fraternal Order of Police and some other law enforcement groups. Well, those were the same people that were advocating for us to not have our right to carry without a little card saying, hey, you're allowed to do this. If I can purchase a firearm and I can go through the background check, I shouldn't need another little background check saying that the government allows me to carry my gun. Like the fact when I saw that, when I first read this and he put that in there, I was like, dude, you're trying to talk to me like I'm some like blue lives matter, thin blue line. I sport the flag and all. I respect police officers, like we were saying earlier. I respect anybody that goes into that line of work, but
it's a tough job.
It is,
yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and bow down to the police officers and let them get away with whatever they want. I mean, they don't have a right to tell me what I'm allowed to do. They're supposed to enforce the laws and protect our communities, but when it comes down to them advocating against laws and stuff like that and putting their opinion into it, I don't really care, especially when they're going to say that I don't have a right to carry my sidearm without the government's permission. Get out of here.
It almost feels like a not fully implicated martial law, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so set aside $750 million for the next 5 years, and they're going to be investing in these states that start enacting laws like this.
Indiana
already has it.
We're going to donate to other states?
No. The federal government. The federal government. The Federal Reserve is going to put this money aside. Our taxpayer dollars that we send into Washington, they're taking $750 million and they're setting it aside, and they're going to give these states money if they enact red flag laws. And then they're going to go in.
As long as they play ball.
Exactly. As long as he puts in their due process. Like if they follow stringent. If you have a court case and I have not committed a crime and you have a court hearing or whatever and I am not involved and I can't face my accuser and I can't hear what's going on and you randomly come and say, hey, the court's decided that you're a threat to society, we're taking your guns. That's not due process.
Nope.
The fact...
Can't help but get irritated, huh?
No. Red flag laws are probably one of the biggest thing that irritates me, and the fact that this guy is going to sit here and
okay.
There we go. That fixes that issue.
No, but that's
you're muted now.
That's kind of going along with what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like we're just following like sheep. These people, they're not actually even making their own opinions or choices or investigations. They're just like, oh well, Fox News told me to think this. I believe what they say. Exactly. And then a week later, Fox News will completely change their story, and that same person will be like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess I'm following that now.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that trips me out about Fox News and, like, the way that people follow it is, like, you know where to find us. Real easy. You can find us anywhere that you listen to your podcast. We're on Apple, Spotify, CastBox, Google, all of that. You can find the videos on YouTube and Rumble at A Couple of Hoosiers podcast. You can even go to coupleofhoosiers.com and subscribe with your email, and then everything that I release will be on the website. You can get all your information from there. I write a blog for every episode, so you can see all the sources that I'm quoting, and sometimes when I go into writing it, I'll add some things that like I didn't think about while I was doing the episode. So it's really good to read the blogs that I did. Everybody take it easy.
Y'all have a good one.